Recast with Anthony Stevens and Damian Lib.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Through the Lens podcast. This is episode 117. We're back again. We were supposed to do it last week, but as fate would have it, our SD card kind of like fucked up and it only recorded 45 seconds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a fun 2 hours.
Yeah, so today it's a little bit of a longer episode, and we got some cool things to talk about to make up for it.
Yeah. We start off with the Marvel recast that we promised 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And then we roll into the biggest talking point of current times with the Kendrick and Drake beef.
Yeah. It's the biggest war going on right now in the world, I would say.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And then we recap a few things DC, but especially and specifically the first look at the new Superman.
Yes. James Gunn released that. Was it today?
It's when you sent it to me, at least.
Yeah. So, yeah. We talk about that, and we talk about some actors we would cast in our own movies, and just some other random stuff here and there.
Hell yeah. Please enjoy. Speaking of recording, the reason we didn't release an episode last week was we got 45 seconds of recording and it just stopped and we weren't paying attention.
And we talked for almost 2 hours.
It was
Should we upload just the 45 seconds as an episode?
This is the product.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
So today, yeah, we're doing a longer one.
So that makes this episode 117.
Yeah, this is 117. How long are we going anyway on this? Do you want to go 2? Can you go 2? How long can you go?
Let's try at latest 7:30. So about an hour and a half.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Cool.
Well, luckily we didn't cover this last week, so we're going to jump right into our Marvel recast that we talked about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we're going straight into this thing. And you want to switch out or trade off characters till we get to the 6 heroes?
Do you want to give a synopsis first, or do you want to... I guess we got to reveal the heroes first.
Let's reveal the heroes and the villain first, and then a base synopsis.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
You start.
All right.
So are we going switch back and forth on the heroes, or are you going to listen yours and then I'll list mine? We should go back and forth.
Let's go back.
Yeah, because it's funner that way.
I'm going to start with my number 1 as Thor.
Okay.
And I'm going to have it being played by Alexander Skarsgård.
That's pretty much the logical way to go.
Yeah, I was trying to think of another like actor with that kind of like posture and like can fill a role that way and be believable as that, and my brain went right to the Northman. So I was like, all right.
He would have to at least get that big physically.
Oh, like as Thor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or even more.
I would be happy with that.
Yeah.
But he is such a tall motherfucker.
He is. Even in Infinity Pool, he was still pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
Was that after?
Yeah, that was after. I think it was a year after.
Yeah.
So.
It was.
Yeah. Ever since seeing him in like that Viking role, I was like, he'd be a killer Thor and like if Marvel were to make like a DC Black Label type set of movies.
I can see that.
Yeah.
All right. My first one that I'm going with is Harris Dickinson as Daredevil.
Oh, okay.
Who played David Von Erich in Iron Claw.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
That'd be a good one.
Yep.
I can dig that. Next, I'm going to go Ant-Man.
Okay.
Especially because I was kind of sad that he wasn't actually originally incorporated into Avengers like they planned. And I'm going to go with Luke Grimes.
No idea.
He's from Yellowstone. I also know he's from 50 Shades of Grey, but I haven't watched that since I started dating my wife. So
Yeah, I don't recognize this guy at all.
Yeah, he's in a couple of decent things, but he looks very similar to the guy from Logan.
Oh, the bad guy?
Yeah.
Who also looks similar to, what's his nuts? The guy from Watchmen, the guy from BVS. He plays Thomas Wayne at the beginning.
Why is my brain not working right now?
You know exactly who I'm talking about. You just can't answer the name. He plays the comedian in Watchmen.
Oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like that guy too.
I can see that.
And who is this guy playing again?
Ant-Man. And not
okay.
the Scott Lang version.
Oh, which one?
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym?
Yeah.
Oh, so the OG version.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of get rid of that whole like extra backstory and just make it modern day Hank Pym.
Okay.
And then if you want to go Scott Lang, you can do that in 10 years.
Okay, cool.
So.
Sounds good to me. I'll go with my second one. I'm doing Elektra. Amanda Stenberg.
Okay.
You know who that is? Amanda Stenberg. You seen Bodies?
Yes.
Yeah, she's the main girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah, I picked her. She's also about to be in The Acolyte as the main character.
Okay.
I don't know. I just think she's a good actor. I feel like she's kind of underrated a little bit. She's in stuff here and there, but nothing like super huge. So I think that would be a good get.
Yeah, that'd be
So
dope.
and her and Harris Dickinson together, I think would work.
Nice.
Because obviously there's going to be some sort of connection there.
Okay. Hell yeah. And then I went Iron Man just so you can kind of have that conflict between Ant-Man and Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
With the whole technological thing, and then like Tony's dad always kind of being after his technology and stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. Kind of manipulate the story, make it not like super young Iron Man, but like mid-20s, where he was able to kind of watch what his dad did, and his dad would have passed away more recently.
Okay.
And I would have him played by Wes Bentley.
Wes Bentley.
Yeah, I'll pull him up.
Pull him up. Hey, pull him up. Hey.
Actually, this is a little older than I was planning, but...
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He's in Guardians. No, he's not. That's a different guy.
Guardians.
This guy, I'm thinking of someone else. That
okay.
guy is in, I know who he is. Oh, American Beauty.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yep.
But so, yeah, he'd probably play closer to like 30, 35.
Okay, I can see him as an Iron Man.
Yeah.
For sure.
He definitely seems like he's got the like swagger about him.
Hell yeah. I'm going Ghost Rider. Okay, and I'm going Oscar Isaac.
Ooh,
as Johnny Blaze.
That's fair. I went Ghost Rider.
Okay.
But I went Ben Barnes. Have you ever watched the Punisher TV show?
No.
He plays Jigsaw. Really good actor. I'll pull him up for you.
I know Dominic West played Jigsaw in the movie.
He's the spokesman for T-Mobile now.
I bet as soon as you show me, I'll recognize him. Actually, no.
No?
He looks like Jesus in that picture with short hair. Just because he's the way he's looking at everything.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, he's a pretty decent actor though. So,
Okay.
and he kind of has like he plays dark characters really well.
Okay. Yeah, for my version of what I'm doing, Ghost Rider would kind of be the quote unquote like leader of the whole thing, just based on what the story is for this one.
I kind of have the same sort of feel.
Okay.
More based on the villain than anything.
That's also why I got Oscar Isaac playing him too, because he's the biggest out of what I got.
Okay,
going on.
makes sense.
And I don't know, Oscar Isaac is a good leading guy, man to me.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
could watch him in just about everything.
oh yeah. Are you next or am I next?
I did Ghost Rider too, so you're next.
Okay.
That was literally the next person on my list. So
Oh, okay. I'm going Finn Little as Spider-Man. Finn Little is a kid actor. He was in Yellowstone.
okay,
And nothing else I've really heard of, but I've seen like stuff of his like here and there. And this is
his name is Finn.
Finn.
Finn. Oh, I thought you said Finn.
Finn.
I was like, who the fuck names their
Finn.
kid Finn? Okay, I could buy.
Yeah,
him as
he's also
Spider-Man.
17, so you can be doing like another kid Spider-Man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I left Spider-Man off, which is kind of surprising. But I'm going to go with Black Panther.
Okay.
And Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
That's a good choice.
I was like, because he's never really been given a fair shake in a lot of the roles he's been given. Like, he killed it as Mr. Manhattan and Black Manta.
Mr. Manhattan?
Yeah, in the Watchmen TV show.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't watch it.
I watched his scene.
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
And he was also in the Candyman sequel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I still haven't watched that, though.
I haven't either. But yeah, he is good, so
Yeah.
I could see that. That's a good follow-up to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's the only person I can think of that kind of has, like, the size and the presence to do it that wasn't already involved in the Black Panther movies.
Yeah, I can see that. Hell yeah. I'm gonna go Punisher, and the actor I got playing him is Jacob Elordi.
Okay.
Yeah,
can
I
dig
just
that.
think he has like in almost every role he's played, there's like a certain like darkness that you could see that he could, I think, pull off. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
and he's starting to get bigger anyway, so
Oh, yeah.
there's starting to be more stuff.
Absolutely. My last superhero would be Black Panther's wife, Storm,
Okay.
and Zoe Kravitz.
Okay.
Similar age range with Yahya, too, so.
I can see that. Okay. My last one is Nick Fury, and I have Sterling K. Brown as Nick Fury
Okay. I can
from
dig that.
Waves.
Absolutely.
Yep. He just has that kind of like sense of like authority and like power to him, to where he could pull that off really good.
Okay. Hell yeah.
All right, villain time.
I think we probably have the same one based off
I'm
of
gonna
what
be
we said.
so fucking funny.
It's Mephisto.
Yeah,
I was like, as soon as you said Ghost Rider's the lead, I was like, I know where we're going here.
that's funny. Who do you have?
I have Zachary Quinto. It's the eyebrows.
Oh, okay. Guess who I have? It's one of your favorite guys right now.
I'm gonna guess it's Bill Skarsgård.
No,
No, who?
Ralph Ineson.
Say it again.
Ralph Ineson.
Oh, I thought. Never mind. I kind of want to change my answer now. No, that's great. That would be fucking fantastic. He
Yeah.
has that voice, bro.
I know.
I thought you were trying to say Ray Fiennes for a minute. I was like, who the fuck is that?
No. Yeah, Ralph Ineson is Mephisto.
Yes, that would be beast, dude. Every time I hear that dude's voice, I'm just like, he needs to do more shit.
Yep.
Like
He's in the first Omen.
he is.
Yeah.
Oh, I might
Kind
have
of a
to check
smaller role, but
Okay.
he's in there.
that. I'm always in to watch him in just about anything. Like his voice draws you in. The first time I watched The Witch, I was like, holy shit.
It's just like there's like a presence about it, and it's like loud as fuck
Oh,
and
yeah.
like deep. It like makes your chest vibrate.
He whispers and his voice booms.
yeah,
Like, dude.
yeah.
It's
He was
crazy.
in The Northman, right? For a second, he was in the boat.
He was in The Northman.
He wasn't in the lighthouse though.
Correct. He was in The Green Knight.
He was in the Green Knight.
was
He
the
was
Green
the Green Knight. Is he in Nosferatu?
Ooh,
I think he is.
I think so. I think I remember us looking at it, unless that was just speculation.
I hope
Because he
is.
likes to work with him a lot.
Robert Eggers, yeah. Yeah, I hope he's in it. All right, what's your base like storyline? Or like what? Yeah, what's going on?
So, my base storyline would be obviously Ghost Rider's been kind of fighting Mephisto for years, ever since he was like a kid, trying
Right.
to get his soul back or whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, Mephisto just decides he wants to start kind of taking over the world and taking what he believes he deserves, kind of stuff. And so every other superhero would kind of see it and get their own thing. I think Thor would probably be a later thing, because I think it'd be something. That's the only one I didn't think all the way through of how he would get into the thing. But I figured they have Heimdall always watching, so if Earth needs him, he comes down.
Okay.
And then Black Panther and Storm, because, I mean, they're royalty. They kind of have to defend their people at any costs. And it would also add that kind of relationship aspect that has been missing from a lot of the Avengers movies, where, like, they would get more desperate because they're looking out for each other too at the same time. And you need another character with some powers instead of like Ant-Man and Iron Man to like actually stand more of a chance. So that's where I kind of figured Storm would come in too.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to think of who I mentioned already. And I think Ant-Man and Iron Man would, like I said when I was talking about Ant-Man, I think it would kind of add that little extra bit of conversations where you can kind of have those like Captain America and Iron Man moments that they had on the helicarrier in the first movie. But maybe a little bit deeper and a little bit more about like, I worked for my money, you inherited it type shit. And yeah, basically. And then they would go, my assumption would be the easiest place to go, especially because a lot of conspiracy theory stuff I've been listening to, would be like a main battle in Alaska to where there's not too much, or not Alaska, Antarctica, because there wouldn't be quite as much civilian death. So they would draw him there, or he would be seeking something there because this is where the conspiracy stuff starts coming in. There's like pyramids and shit under the ice in Antarctica.
They're legit, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like even if you look at old maps, there's like palm trees and stuff where Antarctica is. So it's like, and Antarctica is the only continent that no country has claim to, and every country has basically made an agreement that they won't try to take it over.
Which is weird.
It's very weird because we're all about territory.
Because the Nazis tried to do it.
Oh, yeah. So it's one of those things where, like, there's something there. So you can tie that to the mystical and demonic and have that be where Mephisto tries to come back to power.
Okay.
And then that will tie into my post-credit scene, too.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, shit. Sorry. So I'll just do that real quick while you're looking. And then this is where we would run in after the end of the movie. Ice starts melting and stuff. They uncover Captain America, played by John Krasinski.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh, what's your main synopsis?
Okay, here we go. So mine is like more like street level as far as the heroes go. Kind of have like Johnny Blaze is the main guy. He's like a very big like stuntman, like world renowned, and like Spider-Man kind of like idolizes him, and gets into it with him, and then finds out that he's like Ghost Rider and shit like that.
Okay.
And then you have these other characters coming in, and I think Mephisto coming up to try to claim these people was like throwing these characters against like a supernatural thing that they've never seen before would kind of be like interesting.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so it's mainly like almost similar to yours, how Johnny Blaze wants to get back at Mephisto or whatever. But eventually Mephisto would take Spider-Man. I would say Spider-Man as like a hostage, kind of like actually to like hell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like everyone has to go down there and like try to save him, kind of thing.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, and then my post-credit hero would be Doctor Strange, because I feel like he would kind of get into that a little bit too.
Oh yeah, definitely meshes well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's basically
who
the
as
base
Doctor
idea.
Strange.
Oh fuck, I didn't think about that.
Sorry. And I just figured
let me think off the head.
I just figured Krasinski for Captain America because he was wasted in Multiverse of Madness.
He was. Off the dome piece.
If you look at the Jack Ryan stuff, it would fit perfect.
Ethan Hawke.
Okay, I can buy that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially like hippie hair Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a fucking short synopsis, but that'd be the base idea of what's going on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Obviously, after that, we have to jump into the big thing that's taken up the last 6 weeks, but especially the last, 8 days.
Has it been 6 weeks?
Since, Like That came out, yeah.
Wow.
Because I remember there was, it was 17 days until Drake came out with Push-Ups. And then, 2 or 3 days after that, he came out with Tailor Made. And talking shit about him not dropping something for a week. I'm like, bro, you took 17 days. At least give this man the exact same amount of time. And I think it was exactly 17 days. So, It's been an interesting beef. It's gotten very tribalistic, where I think no matter where you're at, people are going to side with the person they like more in the first place.
Yeah, a lot of it's predetermined for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
But if you want to go down the list of all the ones, so it started with Like That, then it went to Push Ups, then Tailor Made, then Euphoria, 616 in LA, which was a pretty genius title too.
Yeah. Dude, it's like that's the quadruple entendre that Drake asked for. So.
Yeah. Family Matters was after that, which I thought was pretty good.
I thought it was decent.
Then Meet the Grams, which was pretty crazy.
It was.
Then Not Like Us, which I didn't care for too much.
I think that was between that and Euphoria are my two favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
And then Drake's The Heart Part 6, which the title of that is also genius.
Yeah. It was smart for him to take that title away from him being able to use it in the future.
Yeah, because even if he still uses it, it'll be a little tainted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look it up to go play it, you're going to find both versions. So it's like... But it's overall, it's been toxic.
It's been very toxic. It's been very petty. They're trying to expose each other's like personal shit like really hard.
Oh yeah. But my thing with a lot of that is I feel like Drake is reaching, and he's more than anything like reading into Mr. Morale and some of that stuff and trying to like make stories out of it. Like, and there's some stuff like for sure, like in the last song where he like kind of pointed out the whole him being sexually assaulted when he was a kid. But the wife beating thing is like totally baseless. I know there was an accusation in like 2013, but it was completely debunked.
There's that, and then there's also the stuff about Kendrick basically being like unfaithful and putting his wife through stuff their whole relationship, which is true.
But he's already copped to that.
Yeah, he's copped to that. He even like it was shocking on Worldwide Steppers when he said he was talking about fucking that white chick in Copenhagen in 2013.
Yeah.
Like cheating on his wife basically.
Oh yeah.
So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I think there's truth on both sides that are coming out. So
I will say more than anything else, I feel like the accusations of Drake liking younger women is somewhat apparent. He also kind of keeps himself in a bubble to where he's constantly going after a younger audience. Where Kendrick doesn't give a shit about that. He's like, listen, whatever.
yeah.
Where Drake has always kind of felt like he's been putting on a persona. I remember watching this dude on Degrassi, so it's like watching that to that it doesn't even look like the same person.
Yeah, and I think when Drake first started like making music and he got big, he was like 100% himself up until like I don't know 2016ish. Then he started like trying to be a little harder and stuff when he's not, kind of thing. So yeah,
And that was a real hard thing to get used to at first because everything else was like best I ever had, and it was real like love ballady kind of stuff. Oh yeah. Love. It was R&B pop kind of mix.
but even then, like back then, he would have songs where he would actually be like rapping.
Oh yeah.
Less so now, but he has been doing that on the diss tracks.
Well, and the diss tracks have been decent. Like I've actually enjoyed listening to him. Try to come up with stuff. I have a hard time believing anything he says. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. I've always felt he was somewhat inauthentic.
I can see that, and a lot of people have said that too. And like as far as him claiming that his team purposely like leaked false information to Kendrick for him to use it, like the daughter thing.
Yeah,
I think that's true. As far as Drake saying that's not real, like I don't think that one was real.
Yeah, I do agree that one probably isn't real, but at the same time, it's like I think that Drake almost had to do that to kind of try to like wash out whoever the rat was in his team. Probably only told a select number of people so he could be like, all right, we got to get rid of this fucking guy.
There's do you know Anthony Fantano?
Yes.
I was listening to his reaction to The Heart Part 6, and he was saying that if it was him and his team did like leak information, like false information on purpose, like Fantano said if it was him, he would have like released those screenshots of those messages or emails like right away. Yeah. And that would have been more damning to Kendrick than anything in the song.
I do agree.
Yeah. So that's why he was saying he's kind of like on the fence about that.
It's one of those things. I'm like, I do buy it that he would have made something up like that, but like he hasn't had, other than that, he hasn't had a really solid retort for anything other than after 5 songs finally trying to swipe away the whole pedophile thing.
Well, that's another thing that Fantano was saying too. Like if all that stuff was like false and you like leaked false information, instead of coming out with that right away, you let that simmer for like 2-3 days and have people think you're a pedophile for like 2-3 days before you said anything.
Right. Another thing that I find really weird with that whole pedophile thing is like, I know he was trying to do a play on words with the whole Whitney and then bringing up Millie Bobby Brown, but that's one of the people that people accuse him of trying to do stuff with. So it's like, that's just fucking stupid, and you never denied that.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, he like all the disses before the Heart Part 6, Drake mentioned other people along with Kendrick.
Oh yeah.
But the Heart Part 6 was straight to Kendrick.
Oh yeah. And I don't understand, like, I get that Rick Ross has said some stuff, but like
he's like low hanging fruit. He doesn't even matter.
Yeah, so I get that. Yeah, I did see one thing that was kind of funny with Rick Ross the other day. It said Rick Ross announces that Drake is not allowed at his car meet because kids will be attending. I was like, that's fucked up. No, but like so he did it in push-ups, obviously, but even in Family Matters, he brought him up again, and I was like, dude, you're beating a dead horse.
It was a good line though.
It was, but at the same time, you're like, nobody even remembers that he's in this at this point. Like,
nobody
just
even
fucking
listened to his diss.
I did, and I was like, this is Rick Ross. That's why I never listened to him.
It sounds like unmixed and everything too. Like
it does.
Yeah.
And it's that. And that's the one thing is like, he may have some respect in like the rap game, but he's never, that's the one thing you can give to Drake is he has nothing hit wise without Drake.
No.
He really doesn't.
He doesn't.
So like that I agree with.
You can't take that away.
No. I'll always give people their flowers when they deserve it, but like I just personally am not a big Drake fan. So like automatically I was going to side with Kendrick, but he just feels genuine and authentic when he's like spitting stuff, because you can tell when it's coming from the heart, because he gets fired up.
He does.
Whereas like even in Drake's diss tracks, he's laid back the whole time while he's rapping, it sounds like. Where he's like, this shit, I ain't sweating it.
Yeah. But then in Family Matters, it kind of changed. He was a little more,
especially during that second verse.
And like the opening like little like few lines, he was like going a little harder. Euphoria, I like Euphoria. It's not my favorite of Kendrick ones.
I think I've listened to Euphoria like 30 times.
Really?
Like the Y&W Melly line alone, I was like, oh shit.
Because there's this one breaking down, like, because obviously the title is a play on the show that Drake produced.
Yes.
Euphoria.
I didn't even know he produced it before that came out. And
let's see. It says the verse attacks Drake's parenting. I got a son to raise, but I can see you know nothing about that.
That shit hit hard.
It's rumored plastic surgery. Didn't know about that until then. Didn't tell him where you got your abs from.
Well, another accusation with the plastic surgery is he changed his nose. If you pay attention from Degrassi to now, it's completely different.
Really?
Don't get me wrong, you can age into stuff, but like, yeah, it was much. It sounds bad, but like it was whiter. And that's why they call him White Boy, is because he's purposely, they say he's changing his appearance to where he doesn't look as black.
Huh. I've always thought he looked Dominican.
And one of them said he looked Cambodian. I was like, I don't know what's going on here anymore.
Let's see. Oh, he said, you're not a rap artist, you a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. He also called out his use of AI.
I did think that, honestly, that really made me like, ugh.
Am I battling ghosts or AI? Feeling like Joel Osteen funny. He was in a film called AI.
See, that's the only thing where I've said this to everybody. That's the only part of everything that Kendrick has done to this whole thing that I was like, that was a miss.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yes, I get what you're trying to say, but it's Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then he even doubled down with the Sixth Sense thing, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah, he missed the mark on that one.
Still went well, and no one called him out on it. So
He's not well versed in movies, apparently.
That's fair.
So I thought Drake released Family Matters and then Kendrick dropped 6-6. No,
it was 616 Family Matters, and
then Meet the Grams came out like an hour after.
Like, yeah, it was like 40 minutes. I was like, what in the hell is happening?
Okay, so 616 in LA, which is also a play on like Drake has multiple songs titled something AM in wherever.
Yeah.
So that was that. And then there's also more stuff for the 616 thing.
Well, it's Tupac's birthday.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's Nicole Brown's birthday or Death Day.
Death Day.
And that's another reason why the glove was there.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah. And then there was one more that I can't remember.
Why did he have the OJ reference anyway? Like, what was he trying to say with that?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
I do know it had something to do with the glove because the picture of the glove was apparently Drake's team sent that to him, along with the shirt and the receipts and all that's in the picture for Not Like Us.
And Meet the Grams.
Oh, yeah, it was for Meet the Grams. 'Cause Not Like Us is
his Drake's
mansion
house
with all the pedophile alerts on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a crazy, like just even in the picture, just like a quintuple, quadruple entendre, whatever.
Yeah. So in this one, let's see if he has any good lines in here. Oh, when he says, "Have you ever thought that OVO was working for me?" Mm-hmm. Fake bully. I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering you deserve it.
Which that's got to get in the dude's head. Like the people around you feeding your enemy shit. It's like, which obviously has to tie into the Family Matters.
Yes, and also 616 in LA. It's partly produced by this guy named Jack Antonoff, who is one of Taylor Swift's producers. So this one's saying that he did that on purpose because he was acknowledging Drake's Taylor Swift references or whatever.
I did see something that lends more credit to like the ghostwriter thing. Is if you look up, I think it's a Genius. There's like 2 other writers on Family Matters.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's look.
It's under composer lyricists.
Family Matters. Let's see. Where do you see that?
It's like the bottom 3. Maybe it's not Genius. I know it was.
Genius does have the credits, so it might be
it does?
in here somewhere. It says writer Drake. Writer Drake.
I'll have to find it again so I can see what app it came from, but I saw 2 other people.
Yeah, see, Family Matters by Drake was written by Drake.
Huh.
Unless he covered that up. I don't know.
You never know.
Okay, so in this one, in Family Matters, this is pointing out a couple lines. You the black messiah, wifing up a mixed queen, and hit vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem. On some Bobby shit, I want to know what Whitney need, and when you put your hands on a girl, it's self-defense because she's bigger than you. That was pretty fun.
It was.
But yeah, a lot of what Drake is throwing at Kendrick is related to Kendrick's wife. And supposedly lying about stuff that he was saying in his songs. Okay. That's what he was mainly doing.
Makes sense. I don't know where he's getting this idea that Dave Free fathered one of his kids, though.
That's weird. And then apparently Kendrick's wife unfollowed him on Instagram but kept following Dave Free.
Yeah, that's what he said, but I'm like, Kendrick don't really post that much anyways, does he?
No. I don't even know what he has up right now. Just a couple of disses, I think. A couple of disses that, let me see. Yeah, he just has this picture of the New York Times cover and then 616 in LA. That's it. That's all he has. Yeah. So, but yeah, so the next one after that is Meet the Grams, and this is probably this is the darkest one.
It's very dark.
It's very dark. It's very just like eerie sounding and that
slow.
typical like Kendrick where he sounds like he's not all there when he's rapping.
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
Like he even like talking to his mom,
talking to his son, and then talking to him or no, his dad.
Him
talking to his
and
dad.
The potential daughter.
Yep, and talking to Drake's dad too.
Yeah,
and then he says. Hold on. Oh, no, that's what Drake said to it. He said, get some discipline. Don't cut the corners like your daddy did. Fuck what Ozempic did. Don't pay to play with them Brazilians. Get a gym membership. Don't understand what that means.
It's about the fact that, who was it that said it? It might have been Rick Ross. Someone said that Drake got a BBL.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah, that one cut pretty deep. And not like us. I don't know. I don't really care for that one too much.
I love that one. Like, especially the A minor line is fucking hilarious.
That was a good one. And he held on it for a while too. He's definitely more like hype in that one and kind of like has that West Coast like feel overall.
Oh yeah. Well, even Drake said in the last one that
he danced to it.
Yeah, he's like if it wasn't on some bullshit, this is something I could dance to.
So in that one, the line that he had was certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Say Drake, I hear you like him young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. And then he says, you think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac? I think Oakland gonna be your last stop. So I wonder if that's a threat.
I don't know if it's so much a threat from him, but I think Drake has probably pissed off enough people in California to...
Probably.
It doesn't even have to be from Kendrick. It's just people that hold him and hold Pac in such high regard where they're like, it's fucking disrespectful.
Yeah.
As soon as he used that AI thing, I was like, this is getting real distasteful.
Yep.
I was like, especially why are you gonna use AI? It made no fucking sense, especially to put someone like Snoop on it, who's still alive.
Yeah.
Who has very publicly been on Kendrick's side. Not during this, I haven't paid attention to any of that, but like throughout the past.
Yep.
And
him and Dr. Dre, before Good Kid, Mad City, they were on stage with Kendrick, and they literally passed him the torch.
Oh yeah, wasn't it that whole House of Blues reference or whatever? Yeah. And then on top of that, they 2-3 years ago played at the Super Bowl together.
Yeah.
So
was Kendrick there?
Yeah, Kendrick played.
Oh yeah,
he was on the grass.
He played Mad City, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yep, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
And then obviously the last one is the Heart Part 6, and there's some good lines in there for sure. You got to learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Like I said, Drake's main digs at Kendrick are false information spreading and his wife being unfaithful to his wife, for the most part.
Yeah, and then the whole domestic violence accusation, which came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is I felt like in Family Matters, Drake kind of did an MGK thing and kind of admitted in a real roundabout way, not quite the same way that like when MGK said, "We know you're the greatest rapper alive." When Drake said, "Oh, Kendrick dropped something, give this man a Grammy," basically.
Was he saying it as a sarcastic way, though?
He was saying it sarcastically, but it's also like the way people view him. Like, that's how a lot of people would point to it.
Okay. I can see that. Did you listen to the whole thing and listen to Drake talk at the end?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Where it sounded like he was like not going to diss him anymore, but at the same time, he ended it with, all my stuff has been facts. I'm waiting for you to return the favor and like come with only facts. So it sounds like he's like baiting Kendrick to come with another diss.
And I was really expecting Kendrick to drop today.
That's what I was thinking too.
I think he's doing his homework now.
He's probably,
making sure crossing his T's, dotting his I's.
Yeah.
Just in case. So you never know.
Probably in the next couple of days, I'm sure. I'm sure it's not just going to end like this.
Oh, no.
No.
Kendrick ain't going to lay down for that.
No.
Dude dropped track after track after track after track, being impatient, waiting for him. So
I wonder how long this is going to go on.
I'd say at least until Kendrick drops his album.
Do you think this is, in a way, sort of like Kendrick trying to gather attention to himself for an album? He doesn't need it because he could just come out of nowhere and drop it. But this helps.
It will definitely help get him attention.
Yeah,
for sure. Because the views on these diss tracks has been crazy.
Yeah, he got like 7 million in like an hour or something like that.
Yeah, I think they're both on every video are sitting over 20 now.
Let me see.
Easily. It's just getting real.
It's getting dicey.
It's very dicey.
Not Like Us has 21 mil. Meet the Grams has 17 and Euphoria has 16.
Okay.
So he's only had the 3?
No, he on his Facebook or YouTube page is what I was looking at.
Yeah, Euphoria, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us. Where's 616 in LA is on Instagram.
It's on YouTube too, unless someone else uploaded.
Probably someone else uploaded because this is his official YouTube. Only has the 3.
Let me see real quick. Oh yeah, that was someone uploaded it.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that was only on Instagram.
Yeah.
Drake's Family Matters is 15 mil.
Heart Part 6 is 11.
11, yeah.
And then the other one, he doesn't even have push-ups on here. That's on streaming.
Huh.
I think
It is crazy the way these numbers have just like ballooned.
Kendrick's is not on. Oh, Not Like Us is on there, and Euphoria. Oh, and Meet the Grams.
Okay.
But yeah, on streaming services, it's Meet the Grams, Euphoria, and Not Like Us, but not 616 in LA. And Drake has Family Matters and Push-Ups on streaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's gotten crazy.
I wouldn't say none of Drake's disses to Kendrick are better than Back to Back.
Oh no, absolutely
That's still that's still a peak.
I feel like Euphoria has been the best track personally
Out of all of them?
Out of all of them.
Maybe I have to go back and listen to it. I only listened to it twice.
Because it's 6 minutes. Every time I heard it, I heard something new, and I was just like, holy shit. And then I was finally, after like 20 listens, I was like, I'm going to listen to a breakdown just to make sure I ain't missing anything.
Well, I saw this tweet where it said this guy was like listing off each diss and saying who they were for, and it said Euphoria was for the intellects. And then I forget what the other one said.
He always gets real. I listened to a reel of a comedian the other day, on the way here, actually. And he's talking about, he's like, I'm 40. He's like, and I've this last week has never made me feel older in my entire life. Because I remember back in the day when like you were dissing somebody, it was like just straightforward. Like there are so many things that rhyme with Drake you can talk shit about, and J. Cole, you can rhyme J. Cole real easy. He's like, but all these dudes are throwing out entendres and shit, and I don't know what's going on. He's like, I'm having to go watch a white dude try to tell a black man about hip hop, trying to break down raps.
And yeah, J. Cole is like, good thing he stayed out of it. I don't know if he would have been able to keep up.
I think he could have kept up, but I think
I don't think he has much to say though.
he doesn't, and that's why I think he was like, I know where this is about to go. I really disrespected him at first when he dropped out, but now I'm like, okay, I get it. I wouldn't want to be a part of this either.
Still, like, at least keep it up. Like, why the fuck you deleted?
That I do agree with.
Like, you can like get out of the fucking beef without doing that.
No, and it's not like it's not in the ether. Like you can still find it on YouTube.
Yeah, there was on Family Matters. Drake had a line about J. Cole, but I forgot exactly what it was. But it didn't seem like a diss because he's on tour with them.
Who, Drake?
Yeah.
Well, even in Push-Ups, he's like talked about how Cole might have thought that shit was hard, but I don't. Basically.
Oh yeah.
And then in the last song, he brought him up again.
Yeah, Family Matters.
Yeah. Well, he didn't in.
I don't think he did in
the Heart Part 6. Okay, I remember him doing it in Family Matters for sure.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell if that was a diss or not.
I feel like it is.
Yeah.
I feel like,
which is weird. Like, why would you diss Cole? Why would Drake diss J. Cole?
Because of him dropping out and him feeling like he doesn't have his back after they've been doing everything together. Probably.
Maybe.
Which is, I mean, to a point I get it, but like, it's always kind of seemed like Cole and Kendrick were somewhat tight.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like Kendrick talked to him off on the phone about shit and just being like, hey, you don't want a part of this? And he's like, yeah,
you don't want
right.
no parts of this shit.
Oh, I love that movie.
I'm curious to know what Eminem thinks, to be honest.
That's something I'm surprised.
He's paying attention to.
He's been quiet, but he's always been a fairly public Drake supporter.
And Kendrick.
Yes.
Because he said in that interview after Kamikaze came out, he said that Drake will always be in his good graces. Because he did
for his
something.
daughter.
Yeah.
I think it was like her Sweet 16 or something.
Yeah, and then he just said he likes Drake too, so he doesn't have anything.
Yeah. Well, even in it wasn't The Ringer. It was on Kamikaze talking about like 5 people that he respects is like Kendrick, Cole, Big Sean, Joyner, and I think there was one more.
Yeah.
So like he's always
He also warned Drake in "Music to Be Murdered By."
Yes,
on
I do
Nightmare.
Remember. I believe
The Darkness.
Yes,
When he warns Drake that people are going to turn on him, and it happened.
Oh yeah, 100%. But even if you go back to Kamikaze, there was a mad subliminal diss towards Drake.
Was there?
Oh, I can see you got some views, but you're still below me.
You think that was towards Drake?
Everybody did when it came out.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, Drake is on stage with Eminem being like, "There's no beef."
Shit.
So
I'm sure people thought that, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
I always read into Eminem's disses like they're blatant. So
yeah, I wonder who he's gonna beef with next. Technically, Doomsday Part 2 was another Benzino diss, kind of.
well, yeah, because he's been fucking bringing it back up.
Yeah.
And involving his daughter in it, and not Eminem's daughter, Benzino's daughter.
Yeah, Coil Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point where like her and him aren't super tight anymore. Like she's like, I'll still do whatever for my dad. Like he's my dad, but like this shit's hurting my career.
Yeah.
So
did you listen to Doomsday Part 2?
I did. I only listened to it I think twice though.
Okay, it's only like a minute something long.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. It's pretty good. There was it was kind of off topic now, but I saw a picture on Twitter. I don't know if it was fake, but it was like a supposed feature list for Eminem's new album. Let me see if I can find it.
For the death of Slim Shady.
God, I hope that album's not cringy.
That promo didn't help you at all, did it?
No, it didn't.
It reminded me of Guilty Conscience.
Yep, that's what I got out of it too. Here we go. So it's a thing that says Suspects, which kind of fits that theme. 50 Cent, Denon, who was part of D12.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Dre, Easy Mill, The Weeknd, LL Cool J, Snoop Dogg, J. Cole, Royce, White Gold, and Skylar Grey. Seems realistic to me. I just wish Skylar Grey wasn't on there.
Yeah, I'm tired of her too.
I'm tired of him just having these pop fucking hooks.
It's the people he's been bringing up too, though.
Yeah.
The Jesse Reyes ones weren't too bad.
I just don't like them. They don't fit what he does.
The Rihanna ones I hated every time.
I hated those every time, and they're just overly big sounding a lot of the times, and I don't know.
They're the commercial songs that also sell to women.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't need that. Like, can you just like strip it back and just like rap?
Well, and that hasn't worked except for with.
It would work
Rihanna.
if he stop with the fucking like cheese. Like, he doesn't need to say anything cheesy, but he will. There's gonna be cheese on the fucking album. It's just what it is.
That's fair. I'll always love Eminem, and I'll be there to at least listen to it. The only album I never really got into was Music to Be Murdered By.
When I texted you guys like a couple weeks ago when I was re-listening to shit, that's actually not a bad album. I would take like 4 or 5 songs off of it, but
there are definitely songs on that album, A and B, that I would blast and listen to every now and then.
I would almost listen to that before I listen to Kamikaze.
I can't agree with that at all. I love Kamikaze. There's like 2 songs I'd take off of that one.
I'd take off Normal. I would take off Bad Guy. And
I like Bad Guy.
Not Bad Guy. Is it Bad Guy?
The sequel to Stan?
No, that's on Marshall Mathers LP2. What am I thinking of then?
Is that right? Oh shit, you're right.
What the one?
It's
I would take off Normal. I would take off Nice Guy and Good Guy. I would take both of those.
not Venom?
It's just fun to listen to, so I'd leave it on there. But yeah, honestly, I would take those. And Not Alike is okay. Greatest is good.
I like Not Alike because it kicked off the beef.
Yeah. But Normal is just so trash. It is. Just the way it starts.
That's probably my least favorite song on the album.
Why can't you bitches be normal? Always gotta be so extra.
Why the fuck does he have love songs anymore anyway? Just like, he needs to stop with that too. Because they're always...
Kim sells tickets.
Well, they're not even directed towards Kim anymore. It's just like random love songs. Who the fuck is he talking about? You have to assume he's been in relationships secretly. I'm pretty sure he was.
We got the whole Mariah Carey thing.
Well, that I'm sure he was getting it on with Skylar Grey at one point.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, he just his love songs are always cheesy and like juvenile.
I mean, yeah.
And he's fucking 50 years old. I'm like, dude, just stop.
I would like to see him do an album that's all grown up, but if we're going with the
Recovery
death of
was the
Slim
last
Shady,
one.
oh yeah, if we're going with the death of Slim Shady, it's not happening. This is going to be.
It's gonna be like Music to Be Murdered By, kind of probably.
He's going to try to go back to Slim Shady LP.
He doesn't need
And
to.
he doesn't, and it's way too late for that. But it's also what people bitch at him for all the time. Is not going back to that.
He doesn't know how to balance it out at all. He either goes one way hard or one way the other way, but they're still cheese either way.
Oh, 100%.
Because he tried to go serious with Revival, but it was cheesy.
Yeah.
The last time he went serious and was successful was Recovery.
That,
And even then, there was still corny stuff, but it wasn't like cringe.
oh yeah. With Revival, I think that one was almost too divisive. Where like in 2000, when did not Curtain Call? Is it Curtain Call? Encore come out?
2004.
So that was a much more easily digestible thing for most people because everybody hated George Bush at the time. For the most part, is the way it felt.
Oh, you're talking about the political side of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where you have at the time it was a little bit more, I'd call it like 70-30, but now it seems more 50-50, where it polarized any audience he had that wasn't thinking just like him.
Yeah.
And it made it cringy on one side, and then certain people swallowed it up.
Yeah. Well, he was even talking about Bush on Eminem show too.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, as far as like the Trump stuff.
Oh, no, I was thinking of Eminem show, sorry. Well, like Mosh.
Well, Mosh is on Encore. Both of those albums he mentioned Bush.
Okay, so White America then. Sorry.
Yeah, White America.
That's
That's
what
on
I was
Eminem show.
America! We love you!
I go to TRL. Look how many hugs I get. Why doesn't he rap like that anymore?
Because TRL's dead.
Well, no, just like,
I don't know.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's.
I would like to see him get into more serious stuff, but that's where it's hard as a performer. If you're going to be that divisive, you're going to lose half your audience, especially in today's America.
Yeah.
Which you shouldn't really give a shit at this point, but it's like if you're looking for sales and to not sit here and bang your head against the wall because of critics, you gotta play it more down the middle.
Yeah.
Or you have to go back to what you were doing originally and not give a shit.
Well, I don't think he's going to go political in this album at all, though.
I don't think so. I think it's too crazy of a time for him to do it.
Not only that, I don't think that's where his focus is. But just based on the title, it doesn't seem.
He has been a lot more quiet about all that too recently. So.
Yeah. I don't know, man. He does have it in him to make another like great album.
Oh yeah.
But for whatever reason,
I hope this isn't his last one because I don't see this being peak Eminem. I'll still enjoy it. I know
he's
I
way
will.
past his peak.
I think he could make a return if he took it seriously and pulled another.
Eminem show.
No.
Or Recovery.
I was thinking Recovery.
Yeah.
But he really needs to take a step back and get away from the critics and just actually focus on like doing like a grown up, I'm getting ready to retire album.
Yeah, because like when you look at guys like Nas, he's still making like really good albums.
Oh yeah. I haven't heard any of them, but I've heard pieces.
Yeah. Eminem's fully capable of doing that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
I think he likes to have fun, but and see, that's another one of the reasons I love Kendrick is he's very selective with the tracks he puts on, whether people agree with him or not. And there's even one on Mr. Morale where I'm like, eh.
Which one? We still have the list right there.
I know. I'm like,
I don't like Purple Hearts.
you don't?
Not really. It's okay.
I want to say it was Auntie Diaries. I'd have to go back and listen to him.
Count Me Out is eh. Crown is eh.
See, I can go back and listen to the whole album in full, and I'm still happy though.
Yeah, I can listen to it in full, but like I don't know, Kendrick's a hard one when it comes to that because like more often than not, I'd say Good Kid and Damn are the albums where you can listen to certain songs on those albums, but to Pimp a Butterfly and Mr. Morale, you kind of have to listen to the whole thing.
Oh yeah, and even then, I love every song on To Pimp a Butterfly, but there are definitely tracks that I like will bang out more.
Yeah.
Like obviously, If These Walls Could Talk.
Oh yeah. But when you listen to that album all together, it's like it's an experience because it all goes together.
Oh yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah.
See, I even go back to Section 80, and that's one that I feel like there's zero misses on that.
Section, yeah. Jeez,
That's,
I
like,
haven't
one of
looked
my
at that
favorites.
fucking album in a long time.
I'd see it in like I could listen to just about any Kendrick anytime, and I'd be happy. But
Let's see.
Damn is still probably my favorite.
Fuck Your Ethnicity, Hole Up, ADHD, No Makeup, Tammy's Song, Chapter 6, Ronald Reagan Era, Poems Dreams, Chapter 10, Keisha's Song, Rick and Morty. Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah. But Damn is probably like for listening time probably my favorite because
Dan's most accessible.
you can listen to it back and forth and it still makes like a great story.
Yeah.
To the point where like the special edition even released as reversed track numbers.
Yeah. And that album is his most commercially accessible all the way through.
Oh yeah.
For sure. I don't think he'll have another album like that. His next one's probably going to be more heady than this.
Yeah, that I do expect.
Yeah. What is he going to talk about, though? Because Good Kid is obviously, like, about his life before fame, kind of, and, like, right into fame. And then To Pimp a Butterfly is, like, the effects of fame, especially on songs like You.
Oh yeah.
Like, just how his life changed after that. And then Damn was more, what would you consider Damn? Like, what was that really, like, about? Is it about his, like, it's religious based when you really think about it, too.
Oh, it definitely is.
So is it, like, a conflict with that side of his life, probably?
I don't think it's so much conflict. I think he was feeling alone.
Okay.
Because I think after To Pimp a Butterfly, he was on a real, like...
Like, more isolated?
Yeah, he was like, I don't feel like anybody's there for me. Like, the whole nobody's praying for me thing.
Yeah.
Like, where that was when he felt like he started actually, like, reaching out to people. And then that's when Keem comes in the next album, and he just feels more... He feels like he's finally surrounding himself with people that he loves and that he wants to do stuff with.
And that's why, do you think that's why he on this album, he felt comfortable to, like, look into, like, trauma and stuff?
Absolutely.
Because that's what that album's about, really.
Oh, yeah.
It's about trauma.
Well, and he's even willing to bring in, like, Kodak, even though he knew the backlash that was going to get.
It's for a reason, yeah.
Yeah. Where he's like, I'm going to stand by my people that have stood by me and make sure I do this. Like, I finally feel like I have people to fall back on, so why wouldn't I use those people?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's always cool when you can look at each album and you can, like, pinpoint what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
Even the same with Eminem. Because, like, Slim Shady LP is, like, before fame.
Oh, yeah.
Marshall Mathers is, like, dealing with fame.
Well, Slim Shady LP, like, you could tell a lot of his influences at the time. Like, he definitely surrounded himself kind of with that horrorcore kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
And he lost it on Eminem's show. He went more serious, less comedic, so.
More commercial.
Yeah, and that one, and then Encore went back to being comedic.
Yeah.
And the relapse, horrorcore, basically.
Yeah.
And the recovery is serious. And Marshall Mathers LP 2, there's like a mix of the two,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I know that's your favorite Eminem album, but it's the one I go back to the
LP2?
least at this point.
I think I don't even listen to it the most. It's just I go in my head and I remember the time where I listened to him so much, and when I was getting like really heavy back into Eminem, the LP2 came out and I was like binge.
So I did
like,
too
stuck
when it
with
came
me.
out. Like I was going to Lincoln Tech at the time, and I was working at the Chico's, and I bought that album. I listened to it every day.
The only song I hate on that is Monster.
I fucking hate that song.
It's
I don't
so
like
bad.
Survival either.
I loved Survival when it came out because of Call of Duty, and then it got so overplayed. I'll
me
still listen to it every now and then.
Let me look at the track list for that one. This is Survival, and I can appreciate the idea behind Bad Guy, but I just listened to that song not too long ago, and I don't think it was executed the best.
I think it could have been done better. I still enjoy it.
The last verse was good.
Oh yeah, I love Evil Twin on that album.
Yeah, that was your favorite song on there. Rhyme or Reason, great.
The one he did with the dude from Fun was really good.
Headlights. Let's see. Stronger Than I Was, don't really care for. I like Brainless a lot.
I like Stronger Than I Was. Brainless was a lot of fun.
I go back to Rap God and I can't do it.
That one, I don't think I've listened to that one all the way through in a long time.
Yeah,
Except for when the Fortnite thing happened, because I was like, how bad can this be?
Yeah, I don't know. Revival, there's not even. I tried. To
Legacy's
listen to it again.
decent.
Legacy's good. Yeah, Rhyme or Reason is really good.
I remember there's one song on that album, the one it sounds like he does with the guy from Imagine Dragons.
You're talking about the X Ambassadors song,
Oh, is it X Ambassadors?
the Wicked Ways.
Yes. I would blast that, and I was having problems with my car at the time. And there's this like real weird distortion right around the time he says I'm getting by with my wicked ways. And it would like, and I was like, what the fuck's happening to my car? I would turn it down and it goes away, and I turn it back up and I'm like, it's back! I lost my mind for like a week with that one before I finally figured out when I was listening to it in my room. I'm like, it's not the car.
He has a line in that song where he mentions that Violent J is an inspiration to him,
Yes.
which is crazy.
It's very crazy.
Because, no matter how hard they beefed back in the day, they did inspire him.
Oh, 100%. And like, it's crazy to look back because I watched a snippet of an interview with Jay and Shaggy, and they're talking about how before Proof died, Proof was the one who got them to squash the beef.
Yeah.
So it's another one of those things like Eminem has to be grateful to Proof for.
Do you think Eminem beefing with ICP back in the day, do you think that stemmed from him being like personally hurt in a way? That they kind of like denied him? Because there was that story about when he was handing out flyers and they kind of like...
Said ICP maybe?
Yeah. So I think it was from a place where he was kind of hurt about it.
I would say most definitely, probably.
Yeah.
It's one, and it was at an age for him where you're gonna take stuff like that so much more too.
Oh yeah, because like if you were like one of your influences, like big influences, like dissed you or did something to you, you would feel the type of way about it. You would probably
look at
lash
the
out.
way MGK went.
Yeah,
That's
just how it would happen.
yeah, like, and that's honestly some of the best stories you can tell in almost any medium.
Yeah,
I mean, we've made I don't know how many movies about stuff like that.
yeah.
So.
Fuck ICP, buy my CD.
Dude, they had some of the greatest beef back then too. Like
Slim Anus.
every now and then I'll listen to Slim Shady and I get the lyrics wrong because I still remember it as the Slim Anus lyrics. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta clean my brain.
The roughest one was in the song Marshall Mathers.
Oh,
I'm like, fucking A.
Think I need help from D12
To beat up two females in makeup who may try to scratch you with Lee nails. Slim Anus. You damn right, Slim Anus. I don't get fucked in my like you two little flaming. Yeah. I listened to that with Kenzie not too long ago. She didn't care for that too much. I was like, it was a different time.
Dude, I don't know what's been going on. I have been hearing that word more than I like in the last like 5 weeks, more than I have probably in the last 10 years.
Honestly, me too.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Like people are bringing it back.
Yeah. I still can't bring myself to say it though.
I can't say it.
I
haven't said it in a long time.
Yeah.
Like I haven't said it in a long time. I haven't said it in a long time.
No, it's one of those things like even if it was on my mind, I couldn't say it.
No. There's certain words that I just can't. That's the only word I really don't. Well, no, that's
Like, there's gotta be at least one more.
There's a couple other ones that I don't say. I'll say that. Apparently, the word cunt is a popular word now too. That's what my sister was telling me.
Well, it's become more popular with the increase in Australian media too.
Okay, because she was telling me, because you know how people like all these kids and stuff are saying, "Oh, that outfit's serving this."
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, she was telling me how they use like if she's dressed a certain way, she's like, "I'm trying to serve cunt."
Whoa!
Like, yeah, that's like a thing now.
You're like, I don't want to hear that from my little sister. But
Yeah, but she says it. She's like, yeah, that's serving cunt. That's giving cunt. I'm like, what the fuck? I never heard of that until she told me that.
See, and I think that word got a lot more popular because of like comedians like Jim Jeffries and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
it's every third word.
It's a funny word when you say it a lot.
word, especially if you say it in an Australian accent.
Cunt.
And if this was monetized, we'd be fucked.
It's just like, certain words when you say them over and over again, they sound weird.
Oh yeah,
Like vengeance. Vengeance. If you say that like 15 times in a row, it sounds weird.
it sounds weird if you take it out of a sentence and just put it in isolation.
Vengeance. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it should be a word.
No, there's a lot of things that don't sound like they should be a word.
Cunt. How do you say it in Australian accent? Cunt.
Give me a second.
Can't even say it in a British accent. It's hard.
Yeah, they
Cunts.
say it a lot over there
Cunts.
too. You fucking cunt.
You fucking cunt.
You fucking cunt.
You fucking cunt.
This is gonna be what we're remembered for.
Yeah, at least we're not saying the other words. I mean, cunt's pretty bad, but
I mean, yeah, but you offend less people that way nowadays.
yeah,
which is surprising because I remember
that was really bad.
my mom and dad always tell me this story where my dad has called my mom that once.
Seriously?
Yeah, like seriously, like they were in a fight, so she threw a glass ashtray at his head. Luckily, it ducked, but yeah,
They made up after that, obviously.
I mean, yeah, they're still together.
Do you think Ariana would stay with you if you called her that in a serious way?
Yeah,
No, I can do
I had to think about it. No, like we'd fight about it, and then
That's
we'd make
serious.
up. It's very serious, but I also don't call her that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I did that.
At least not seriously. I don't.
I would never do that.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could.
Even if,
There would have to be some serious shit going on.
yeah.
Like levels I've seen other people have to go through that if I ever had to go through that, then I would. But
Like, okay, it's justified now. So
but at the same time, it's still the mother of my children, so I don't think I could.
yeah. I think also it depends on the situation.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
If it came down to
Like,
like
what if she
cheating
tried
or
to
something,
stab you or something?
context.
Context?
No,
Oh,
context.
you're talking about cheating? Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, like so if this would never happen, hypothetically say I cheated,
Yeah. With the man?
whoever,
Okay.
and she tried to stab me.
Then you can't really call her
I
that.
can't. If she cheated and I'd say I'm leaving and she tries to stab me, yes.
Twice. Twice.
Cut. Other than that, nah.
Yeah, that's a harsh word.
Yeah.
I remember I got in trouble for saying it a long time ago. I was a
Like,
kid, but
calling your wife a vagina has less of an impact than saying cunt.
yeah,
And
vagina
it's
is
the
just a
same
funny
thing.
word.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. I would never even call Kenzie a bitch. I would never do that. I would call her an asshole.
I don't. So, like, if me and my wife are joking around, we'll throw words around. Like, teasingly.
Yeah,
it is
if
what
you're
it is.
joking around.
Yeah. I don't think while we've fought, I've ever called her a name. She's called me a dick while she's been angry, but I'm like, it's whatever.
You're like,
I'm like, what's new?
yeah, we joke around and she'll call me a bitch sometimes. Like a little bitch or something like that. I even joking around, I can't do it. It just can't come out of my mouth. I just can't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Like I said, I'd call her a jerk or an asshole, but not a bitch.
I always forget that that's that window.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, me and my wife will do it comedically, but it took a while for us. When I've met my wife, she didn't cuss
Oh,
at all.
now she cusses like every other word.
Yeah. To the point where I'm like, all right, I think you need to put that back in the bag.
Just throw it in the bag.
I'm like, I hate myself for making you cuss so much. And she's like, why? I'm like, it just feels weird now. Because, like, the first year and a half of our relationship before we had a kid, it was like none. And now it's like, literally feels like every other word. I'm like, damn, bro. Sounds like my mom.
Well, yeah, if you're with someone long enough or around someone long enough, they're going to pick up what you do.
Oh, yeah. I remember the first time I ever met my wife's family. It was right around the 4th of July, and her brother set off a firework, and I didn't know her grandma wasn't okay with cussing. And I didn't finish what I was going to say, but her grandma, first time meeting me, almost smacked the shit out of me. So, because he set off the M80 in the backyard, and I was like, what the and she's cocked back, and I'm like, oh, okay. Never mind.
Shit.
I ain't going to do that now.
Yeah.
We did want to talk about, real quick before we move on. I know we went away. But who do you got
Way
winning
away.
right now?
Oh, and the beef?
Yeah.
Realistically, it's Kendrick. But I'd say Drake has the more entertaining songs.
I'm going to slightly disagree with that just because I prefer...
Entertaining in a way where it's like more like vibey.
He definitely has the better beats.
Yeah,
I'll give
Kendrick's
him that.
more wordy.
Yeah. And
That's
that's
just what he is.
kind of what I look for. Like, whereas the Not Like Us, I think that's probably my favorite beat of the whole beef. But
I like Family Matters the most. Beat wise.
Isn't it the same for the most part, especially the first verse? Isn't that the same beat as Push Ups?
So at the end of Push Ups, there was like a 10-second clip of the beginning of Family Matters. Yeah,
but he also had. Okay, I was gonna say he has that whole drop.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, makes sense. I think he has the better beats overall, but Not Like Us is my favorite beat from the Beef.
Okay, but I would say Kendrick is probably winning.
Okay.
Unless Drake can really come out and like post screenshots of shit, then yeah, because that would pretty much end it.
I don't see him doing that because my assumption is if there was a leaker, it wasn't done
Voluntarily, like he's claiming.
Yeah, I'm saying he probably knew there was someone leaking stuff to Drake, so they fed his leaker false information without that guy knowing it was false.
Oh, okay.
They weren't purposely just being like, "Hey, send him this." It was trying to
expose,
weed out your leech.
Okay, I see what you mean. Drop.
It is a badass.
Julie's trying to keep it PG.
I was like, no, you weren't. you landed the second shot, and there was a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Not as much. The one thing that drives me nuts is like, I get that Kendrick is smaller, but can we quit? No, I'm saying like physically smaller.
Yeah.
Can we quit bringing up the height shit? Is that all you got? Every song
was funny
he's done
the first time.
He's like fucking 5 or 6 times now, and I'm like, all right, I get it.
When he said how you big stepping with the 5'7" man zone, that was funny because that was the first time.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm like, okay, can we move past the one thing you got on this guy? I've looked at everything, and it's like Kendrick goes after this, and this, and Drake goes after Littlefoot.
He goes after the height. He goes after infidelity. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and it's what he's always been pretty
open about anyway.
Yeah. Especially since Mr. Morale.
Yeah. That's the first time we knew that he was not being faithful to his life. Why? She stuck with him too.
Yeah. And I will say it has been a lot more wild. It would be really wild to find out that Kendrick actually hasn't seen his kid in 6 or 8 months, whatever he claimed.
6 months.
Yeah. I can't see Kendrick letting that happen. Even if he weren't with Whitney anymore.
Yeah, I don't see that either. I don't know what
so
kind of
devoted.
I can't picture what kind of dad Kendrick is because I really don't see him as a dad. I can't see it. I know I can see what kind of dad Drake is.
Yeah. See, that's my thing is like
he seems like more of like a
especially with Mr. Morale, it was like it almost seemed like a window into his parenting with certain parts too.
Yeah.
Where like he's serious about trying to like lead his kids in a spiritual way along with like physically showing them how to be a man, how to act as a human being and being respectful and stuff like that, where he's not just trying to be like, go out and be a hood rat.
Yeah, do you think he would, because you know that song Father Time, I was talking about like...
That's my favorite song on the
album. Having like a kind of closed off, like, not rough, but rough kind of relationship with his dad.
Yeah, not kind of like he could talk to him.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be the opposite to his son.
I would assume so at this point. Like you can tell he's like all encompassing in like his kid's upbringing. Like even just with what he named his son, like he's going biblical as far back as like stuff that isn't even included in the Bible anymore.
Yeah.
So it's he definitely has a different understanding and look at what it means to be a parent than even most people in America do today.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So that's why I'm saying I don't see him being away from his kids for more than him being on the road during like a tour or something.
Yeah. And I don't know, like Kendrick's claims about how his claims about Drake's like parenting. I could see Drake as being a good parent though.
I could see him as being a good parent. It just seems that he got forced to do anything with the kid.
Yeah. He seems more carefree in a way.
And I listened to Academic even say, he's like...
I think he has a thing for Drake.
He does, but I was actually surprised because he kind of went after him.
Did he?
On this, where he's like, Drake wants to be taken seriously, but he's stuck in a mindset where he's young because he lives this free, like, playboy kind of billionaire on the outside, like
Kind of
lifestyle
bachelor thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's still stuck in that mindset.
Whereas if he like started taking care of his kid and he started doing all this stuff and actually acting like a dad, he can grow musically too.
I can see that.
But I mean, at the same time, that doesn't really happen for people like Future. He's making the same shit.
Yeah.
And he seems like a fairly present father for the most part.
For the most part, yeah, I think that Drake...
Then again, Russell Wilson took that part over. So.
Yeah, he did. Drake.
It's the only team he can run.
Drake doesn't come off as a guy that's going to settle down anytime soon.
No.
And that would probably, like he said, like change his whole like output.
Oh, yeah. Well, like he publicly seems like he kind of like derides the idea of like a relationship because he was always really cool with Rihanna up until she got married ASAP.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was trash.
Well, then ASAP Rocky even came with some stuff when he was saying he told Drake that he fucked his baby mama before him and all this stuff, other stuff like that.
Fuck.
Which, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people just don't like settle down and get into that certain mindset. They stay in that young and free and careless mindset forever.
Well, I know plenty of dudes who do that.
I know people that do that too. I don't get it.
I don't either.
I'm like, I don't want to do that forever. Like,
my greatest joy is my kids. Like,
yeah,
I really always was like, oh, I want kids, but I didn't realize how much they'd actually mean to me. I thought it was just like, oh, like it's something you got to do is just like be a parent. Like,
yeah.
But now I'm like, I wouldn't trade that shit for the world.
Yeah, but even if no kids, like even being in like a serious relationship, that like changes everything.
Oh yeah,
that kind of calms you down itself.
100%.
Because I look at myself like, was it last year? The end of 2022 into beginning of 2023. I look at myself throughout that time compared to now. I'm like, Jesus, I was really
wild,
not doing good, good things.
Right.
So yeah, it changes a lot.
Yeah.
So
it everybody's got to grow up at their own pace, but certain things make people grow up, and those same things don't for other people.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's crazy. We got one last thing to cover before the end of this podcast.
What is it?
First drop of the Superman photo.
Oh shit! I completely forgot.
I was like, you brought it up.
I did. Yeah. First drop. So I don't know who originally. I'm guessing James Gunn originally posted it. Let me see. I'm going to his Instagram. Also, they started filming Peacemaker season 2.
Oh baby.
That's yeah, because he posted. Actually, it was a while ago. Oh no, I thought he had it in there. I don't know. What the hell is this?
What?
Batman Arkham Shadow. What? Oh, it's a meta. It's a VR game.
Oh.
Blah. Don't give a fuck. Yeah, so it was right here. Just
it
like
was
Jet Ready. Yep. So obviously his suit is a little fucking like dirty and like he just got out of a battle or something.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't look as tight.
It doesn't. It doesn't look tight because you can see the creases like when he's bending his arms.
Looks more cloth heavy.
Yep, looks more cloth heavy. His collar is raised a little bit,
which I like.
Almost like a turtleneck. He has the trunks on.
Yes, you can see that through like his arm and his leg as he's like pulling up the boot.
Yeah. So this kind of looks to me like the Superman suit is not going to come from a place of like heritage like Man of Steel did.
Because the symbol, I assume, still will.
The symbol will, but like the suit doesn't seem as royal as that.
It seems handmade.
Yeah. Which I think is different. Like you don't want the same shit.
Right. And maybe that's something that will change in the future based on relationships he makes.
Yeah.
So it's always cool to kind of see, like, because you would like to see him get something that's semi-indestructible. But even in the comics, like, how many times have you seen Superman's suit, like, torn to shreds?
Yeah.
You've never seen that in a movie that I can recall.
No? Unless it happened in the original ones, because that suit was really cloth. Yeah. But I'd never seen those.
But they also tried to keep that a little bit more PG to where, like...
Yeah.
Stuff like that and blood wasn't really as apparent.
What does this mean? Because James Gunn commented on his own picture. He said the above photo was taken by whoever and is entirely in camera. What does that mean? Does that mean that's what the movie's going to look like?
Did he say by whoever or a person?
By a person.
Okay.
I don't know. But he says, yeah, and is entirely in camera.
So I'm assuming that means no CG.
But what about the back?
I would assume maybe it's a painted backdrop.
Oh, okay.
or something like that.
Do we know when, like,
The synopsis or anything?
well, the synopsis, not only that, but like how long he's been Superman?
I think it's supposed to be his first year,
Is
but
it?
I could be wrong because that looks like Metropolis. So he's
Yeah.
definitely not in Smallville.
And that looks like a nice apartment.
Yeah,
Just based on that little thing.
so maybe he's already with Lois.
Maybe.
I'd say post year 1.
Okay. I don't even think we have a synopsis yet.
I don't think so because it's called Superman
It's just called Superman now.
Otis.
They dropped a legacy.
Oh, okay. I'm still really curious. Like, I don't know how we don't have a casting for Brave and the Bold yet.
I'm sure they do, but they're not going to announce it yet.
Is that gonna? Do you think that's gonna be a post credit for Superman, or what do you think they're gonna do?
Part of me wants it as a post credit.
But part of you
Part
doesn't.
of me doesn't. Yeah.
You're like, just let it be its own thing.
Yeah.
Build his thing if you're
Then when
having
I see it, I'm like, show me Batman.
I really, dude, the idea of like an actual Batman Robin story gets me more excited than anything else.
Yes.
We haven't had that since Bat Nipples.
The only thing that doesn't get me excited about that is Andy Muschietti.
Yeah,
It's kind of uninspired choice.
Kind of, I'm hoping that they end up switching that.
I hope so too. Let me see if there's any news on that. Brave and the Bold. I don't think there is. News. Yeah, there's nothing really about it other than the actual comic stuff.
Damn it.
Jason Ackles and Timothy Chalamet become DCU's Batman and Robin.
No. If we're doing the, then again,
Jensen Ackles would be good.
Jensen Ackles would be great.
Timmy's too old.
Unless he's playing like a very late teens great Dick Grayson.
I would almost prefer that over a kid.
Yes and no. I want a Damian Wayne story. Like 12 years old. But a badass 12-year-old.
You wouldn't want a teenage, like a 16-year-old Damian Wayne?
That's something you can build into future movies.
Okay.
Because you have the whole Court of Owls story that you can tell really well with Talon and Damian Wayne. But you can also feed the rest of the Bat family into that too, because it's such a deep story.
Oh, let's see. Because
that first movie, I feel like, should be like a 12, 13-year-old Damian Wayne where they deal with Ra's al Ghul and everything.
Oh, shit. Let's see. There's an update about the upcoming Batman. Andy Muschietti is attached to direct the film, and it looks like it's not an immediate priority. The duo has launched a new horror...
The duo being him and his sister?
Yeah. Let's see. While they are developing a Batman movie called The Brave and the Bold at DC Studios, the duo have not yet committed to their next feature. So it could be a long-ass time.
So replace them.
I know.
Fast track this shit.
Who the fuck... Who would you get to direct a Brave and the Bold movie? Would you want to go dark again, or are we switching it up and going lighter this time around for Batman?
I would want to go darker. It depends on the Robin.
Well, it's going to be Damian Wayne, I thought.
If it is Damian Wayne, then darker.
I thought it was going to be Damian Wayne. Well, Brave and the Bold in the comics is Damian Wayne, right?
It started as Dick Grayson.
Oh.
It's been like the Batman and Robin thing forever.
So what if it is Dick Grayson?
I'd be fine with either. I mean, I'd be fine with any of the four, honestly.
Okay.
Because we've gotten a Dick Grayson, but we need to do it right.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do the Brave and the Bold with Damian Wayne, you need to have at least Dick show up in some capacity as Nightwing.
Yeah.
But
I would almost prefer Dick Grayson Robin over Damian Wayne.
I would too. But I would love to see the father-son story told eventually.
Yeah.
But if we're going to go with Dick Grayson, I think it needs to be a split
Okay.
of bright and dark. Because that's what Dick Grayson was to Batman when he originally brought him on. It was kind of the reminder of, hey, you need to kind of pull your punches and be a good example and not just try to take people's heads off. And like, it kind of held him back from killing people because it was him teaching someone and at the same time knowing that he needs to fight more protectively rather than aggressively because he had someone else he was having to look out for too. Where there are moments when it is Jason Todd where he even becomes more violent because he's kind of feeding off of him. So it'd be kind of cool to see it kind of conflict with Batman, kind of bringing him into a more light space.
Yeah.
Up until that split.
Okay.
So it'd be, you don't want bright and campy like George Clooney,
No.
but
You want at least a balance.
yeah, but he still needs to be like 16, 17.
Yeah.
Like, there's also a lot of weird fucked up stuff about the whole Robin character too, though. Like the idea that Batman's this dark figure that's in the shadows, and you got this kid that's in bright red and yellow and green being like the target.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting, but I don't know, who would you get to direct it? What would be your choice?
Direction, I won't go Robert Eggers.
Wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't.
No.
Unless you're trying to go pure dark.
And, yeah, weird.
Yeah, it would be a very strange movie. I would go, and I'm not going to lie, with James Gunn heading up everything, that would be a fun one. But I'm trying to think of a good, you know what, actually, no, that wouldn't work. I was going to say, in one version of it, if you're trying to go bright, John Watts would be a good one. Just because of the way the Spider-Man movies turned out. If you're trying to go dark or darker, James Wan?
Okay.
Or do you think he fits more with like mystical shit?
I mean, he did Saw, and he has experience with that grounded
So
stuff.
if you're going pure dark, I'd say James Wan. If you're going to try to make that split, that's where it gets a little murkier and a little harder.
Okay. I have an idea in mind, but I'm going to look at their movies first.
I'm trying to think of who would be a good split between the two. It'd also be fun to just let a relatively unknown, like, decent indie director do it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I was also thinking of Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. Would be interesting. They do more lighthearted stuff, but
Yeah. They deal semi-decently with, like, serious notes,
Yeah.
but, like, they can't keep comedy out of it, as evidenced by getting kicked off of Solo.
yeah, see, that's the only issue. But that's the first name that popped in my head for whatever reason. The Daniels?
That I could go with. That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
Because they directed... didn't they direct Swiss Army Man?
They did Swiss Army Man was their first movie together, and
Everything,
then
Everywhere
Everything
at Once.
Everywhere at Once, and then the one of them did the Death of Dick Long, which was serious and funny. So I think they
That
could
was
do
fun.
that.
That one was a fun movie.
Yeah,
It was disturbing as hell.
it was.
Yeah, I think that'd be a decent pick.
Yeah, something inspired because Andy Muschietti is not an inspiring choice.
Nah, especially not ever since the first It. He's definitely had a downhill trajectory. Yeah. As far as, like, output.
And I don't want no fucking bullshit CG in the fucking movie either.
But that's the nice thing about Batman. It doesn't require as much CG.
But that doesn't mean they won't do it.
Yes, but look at the Batman and how perfect that was.
Yeah, but
That was mostly practical.
it was. I can't. Well, it was mostly practical. There was nothing. There also wasn't anything supernatural, like fantastical in that movie, really.
Which really gets me excited for the sequel if it ever happens. But
But I kind of want there to be a supernatural element in that universe.
that's why they're with the purported, like, Clayface. I would want them to take it seriously, but you could also see them taking it in a ultra realistic route.
How would you do that with Clayface?
Like a technological, like, morph mask,
Okay.
basically. Especially since Basil Carlo is like a actor, classically trained, and he's able to, like, throw his voice and do all these things. You could make that, but he'd be more like a Mystique type of character.
Okay.
So
I could see that, but like something like Ghost like would fit the Batman universe, I think.
oh yeah,
Like something dark like that.
I would love to see them do Mask. I know it's not actually Ghost like, but Mask of the Phantasm
That
as a
would be
live action.
Sick.
Trying to think of who Batman has as a character like that, other than like Scarecrow, which can kind of create apparition type deals.
That would be like my top choice, but they already did it in a movie.
Yeah, but he was
Our-
also like a side villain.
In the Batman Begins, he was the main villain.
Ra's al Ghul was
I didn't like his Ra's al Ghul.
It was really weird to see an Irish dude play like a Middle Eastern character.
Isn't he supposed to be Asian?
Middle East Asian.
Oh yeah,
depending
because
on
Talia
yeah.
Gabagool.
Gabagool. Who is the Gabagool? Yeah, I don't know. So you think the Daniels? I still am trying to think of who else could make that split, but I think a combination of directors would be the way to go.
That's a Grudge. Yeah, you're right. Lee Winnell.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, because he directed The Invisible Man, which is excellent. He
It's
directed
fantastic.
Upgrade, which is excellent.
Yes,
He's directing The Wolfman, which is probably going to be excellent.
I'm very excited.
I don't know if Ryan Gosling's still attached to it. I don't think he is.
I haven't heard anything otherwise, but who knows?
Yeah, so Lee Winnell would be my choice, actually.
Lee Winnell would be a lot of fun.
And he let him write it, too.
Oh fuck yeah! I just don't know how passionate he would be about comic books.
I don't either.
But I mean, that's an easy study.
I need Jake Gyllenhaal's Batman. I don't give a fuck. He's
be happy
down
with
to
that,
do
too.
it.
Oh, 100%. He'll do like any body transformation. Just don't let him do AI fight scenes ever again.
Yeah, no. That would be the golden opportunity to get Jake Gyllenhaal's Batman. It'd be this right here.
Oh yeah, be fucking amazing.
He'd do it before he's too old. He's already like late 40s.
Would you have Conor McGregor do the Joker then?
All coked out?
Yeah,
I mean, it fits.
just like Roadhouse.
Yeah, because Joker, it looks coked out, but he's not.
I mean, that's fair. Those eyes could do it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be a successful actor.
No, I don't either.
Everyone's like, "Oh, he's gonna be the next like Rock," and I'm like, no, it's very different. At least The Rock is semi-likable on
The
screen.
Rock's not even the next John Cena when it comes to acting.
No,
At all.
John
He's not
Cena
even the next
surpassed
fucking
The Rock.
Batista.
no.
Batista's better.
Let's wait.
Well, until that 824 movie that The Rock's in.
I still don't have. I have more faith in the directors than I do the actor on that one.
He's probably seeing what these other guys are doing, like John Cena and stuff, and he's like, fuck, I need to like step it
yeah,
up.
but like, I don't think he can outdo Adam Sandler.
In a dramatic way?
Yeah.
I don't either. He's had like slight dramatic moments here and there, but nothing.
He puts on the action stone face way too much.
He does.
Even in that movie Snitch.
He's the same character in every movie.
Snitch was the best shot he had at doing dramatic.
It was a good movie, though.
It was fun.
So was Faster.
Faster was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But even then, it was still more, it felt more like just an action.
It's a fucking guy movie. It's a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to see him try it.
Oh, I would love it. Because dude, as a wrestler, his acting is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the best.
So you got to think he has that in him somewhere?
Oh, yeah. Because he knows how to just riff and go.
Yeah.
But, like, he's better at doing that with comedy than he is with, like, emotions. He's never been good at doing emotions.
Right.
He's always just very good at the angry, stone face, super stoic kind of guy.
Right. I don't know. You know who I want to see in a dramatic role, and I think he could do it?
Who?
He's never acted before, I don't think, though. Theo Von.
He could do it really well.
Oh, yeah.
I could see him doing like a sort of like Peanut Butter Falcon type of role.
Yeah. Like, once we get our thing going and we have opportunity to do something big, I'm fucking casting Theo Von in something.
That would be boss.
Yeah. It's some serious fucked up shit.
That, and it would be the most hilarious shoot you would ever be on.
Oh, yeah.
Because that dude says the most absurd shit you will ever see.
Like, who are the top 5 actors that you would cast in a movie you made?
If given the opportunity.
Just like, I got the opportunity, I'm just going this right away.
Right away. That's actually a really hard question. I would probably start... See, I want to say an Edward Norton. You know, I'll get Edward Norton.
Okay.
He'd probably be one of them. I think Stephen Amell, just because I liked what he did back on Arrow. And I grew up watching a lot of him. After that, I'd probably... Timothy Chalamet, just because he'd be fun to learn from and kind of see what kind of tips he even has for a director based off of directors he's used. I mean, same thing with Edward Norton. And then after that, this might seem out of left field, but I would go with Shia because I feel like he kind of deserves another chance.
You can get so much out of him too. It's fucking insane.
His range is crazy. Yeah. And dude, he was always like strung to like that one type of role until after Transformers.
And then he just went boom.
Yeah, like crazy. And then I'll throw a female in there. Probably Mia Goth. I know it's his like boo thing, but it would just be it'd be interesting to put them on screen as a couple and see what their chemistry would be like there.
Oh. Yeah.
And then honestly, she's one of my personal favorites out right now. Just as far as like her range.
Yep. She has crazy range.
Yeah.
That's Harley Quinn.
What about you? Oh, Harley Quinn would be crazy for her.
That'd be perfect.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. Lady Gaga fits Joaquin more, I think.
Joaquin, yeah.
Yeah. So I would go Jason Bateman.
Oh, okay.
I would go Theo Vaughn. I would go Emma Stone. I would go Ben Foster. And I would go Denzel.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm replacing my Stephen Amell with
Charlie Hunnam.
yes. You already knew. Just because if I ever
you have
were,
a hard on for him.
I mean, do you blame me? No, he. If I ever got that chance to make a Green Arrow movie, I love Stephen Amell, but I'd have to.
You wouldn't even think about it. You'd like send him the script right away.
Do it 100%. I'd just be like, please do it.
Or be like, you're doing this?
Yeah.
Like,
And then I'd be like, I'll give Stephen Amell a different role if he lets me, but make it like a meta thing.
yeah, I don't know. There's so many, but those would be my top 5 for sure.
Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun.
I've always wanted to do something like off kilter, like a Theo Vaughn.
Oh, dude. I could see him doing a movie really well, or even like having like a semi-serious like sitcom type of show.
Yeah.
Like he seems like he'd fit that role really well.
Oh yeah. Or even casting like a childhood hero. Like if you got the opportunity to cast like Toby in something.
Oh, dude.
That'd be fucking sick.
Well, like after you said Theo Vaughn, I was trying to think of like a decent comedian, but there's no one I can see doing
Shane
it like
Gillis.
him.
I
Shane
feel like
Gillis
he
would be
might
fun,
be able to pull it up.
but I still don't think it would be the same as like a Theo.
Theo has depth to him though.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
because like he gives insight into his life in his podcast, like serious stuff.
Especially with his like growing up, where
Yeah.
his dad was 72 when he was born.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth to him that you don't see with a lot of other comedians.
Oh, 100%.
So I think that's probably why we think he could pull it off.
Yeah.
But Jason Bateman, you know he can do both comedy and dramas.
Well, he's been doing it since he was like 8.
Yeah. And he just has, like, especially in comedies, like, he's so straight-faced and stuff when he reacts to things. It's hilarious.
Yes.
Like, in Horrible Bosses and shit.
The Horrible Bosses, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
That and that, is it The Change Up? Him and Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Really good in that movie.
Oh, that's another one. I would put Ryan Reynolds in a straight dramatic role. He hasn't done one in a while.
Buried is the last thing I can think of.
Buried, and he was in this one called The Captive. I think it's called The Captive. It's when his daughter gets kidnapped or something like that.
I don't know if I've watched that.
It's an A24 movie, actually.
Oh, okay.
It was one of their first ones. But, yeah, I'd want to see him straight dramatic.
I would, but my wife wouldn't let me.
What?
Because I've always made the joke that if I was going to go gay, it'd be for Ryan Reynolds. And she'd think something was actually up. So,
Shit, if I was going to go gay, it'd be Ryan Gosling.
I know it would.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Shit, him and Jake Gyllenhaal aren't even in my fucking 5.
Damn.
It's because I don't know why.
Maybe it's something you feel like you need to build to.
Yeah, probably.
That's fair.
Yeah, because they're the goats.
And somewhat more selective, especially Gosling.
Oh yeah. Joaquin, I don't know if I'd work with him because I feel like I'd be too intimidated to do it. I'd probably let him take it over. Like, I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to do. Yeah. He just seems like scary.
Oh, 100%.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
but yeah.
Got anything else for this week, my brother?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, in that case, my name is Anthony Stevens.
My name's Dave.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Through the Lens podcast, episode 117.